Hi, and welcome to the Drink with Rick Rewine. I'm Rick, and this is a showcase of clips and highlights from classic episodes of the Saturday Night Winestream, featuring wine reviews and general off-the-cuff entertainment. In this first episode of the Rewind, we take a look back to where it all began, with the very first episode of Drink with Rick, in which I open, taste, and review a red wine produced by a big box retailer. Did I like it? Well, let's find out. So sit back, relax with your favorite libation, and drink with me as we rewind the review of the Collections 2016 Cabernet Sauvignon.
Okay, this is going to be fun. All right. Normally, this is the set of the Free Stuff Show live stream that Tommy and I do. As you can see, Tommy and I, Tommy's not here tonight. He was here earlier. But let me turn down this audio a little bit. Tommy's not here. It's his bedtime now. That means it's time for me to try this wine. I don't know if you've heard about it, but Target has, a couple of years ago, Target released a low-budget wine, about a $5 wine. It got some interesting reviews. Some people liked it. And this year, just a few days ago, Target released another line of wine. They released a premium wine, I guess, to go with their budget one. And this one is called The Collection. And I think there are 4 or 5 wines in this collection. They have a few whites, a couple of reds. They have a red blend. They have a couple of whites, and they have this cab. I picked up the cab because I'm really not a white wine kind of guy. And sometimes I can drink a Chardonnay or something like that, but really I prefer the drier reds and the kind of the fruitier reds. And the cab kind of fit the bill for that one. And this one looks pretty interesting. I can't say I'm crazy about the label. Doesn't look like much. I mean, for a premium, especially for a wine that's being sold as a premium wine, I would have expected something maybe a little bit, I don't know. Maybe they could, some people call this classy, but I don't know. It looks like they didn't put a lot into the label itself. That's just my taste, I guess, for art, for labels. But there are some wines that I do like. So we're going to open up this bottle. We're going to give it a try. And you have to bear with me on the opener because this one's falling apart on me. I've gone through 3 corkscrews in about the last year. And, well, yeah, I drink a lot of wine. But there we go. So we're going to try this out. I'm going to pour this into my glass. I have a nice crystal glass here. That we have a set of these crystal glasses that we have had some years ago. And I'm going to do this now. I do not have an aerator up here with me. So normally I would have a nice wine aerator, and I can't really pour it as I would like to because I'm up here in the studio, and I want to be very careful I don't spill anything on anything here because I have some other stuff in the studio I don't want to disturb. But let's take a look at this wine. Now, of course, I've got the studio lights on, so I'll hold it up. And let's see who's joining us in the chat here while I'm at it. Gina's in the chat. Great. Just in case. Gina says, do you have an ambulance standing by? Just in case. I'm a little concerned about Target doing their own wine. So am I, Gina. So am I. No, but I have a nurse in the next room. It smells Smells okay. It smells safe. It tastes kind of young. It tastes. It's a little. I don't know. It tastes a little young, but it's not bad. No, it's not smoky. Penny. It's not smoky. It's kind of light. It's not heavy. It's definitely not a heavy wine. Yeah, yeah. I'll keep drinking. Let's try a few more. That's actually. I'm not going to say that's the idea, but it is an idea. I guess we have to try some more, just to be sure. Yeah, Penny. This could get interesting.
Interesting indeed. It became even more interesting as I started to get down into the bottle. Incidentally, that little ding sound you may have heard as I went to pick up the crystal glass, it was the first of what was to become a weekly tradition on the Winestream. I've dinged the glass on almost every episode since.
Does it have a bite? Not really. No, Gina. It doesn't really have a bite. It has more of a. Yeah. Well, it's no, not really. It's a vintage. It's supposed to be a 2016. At least that's what it says on the. I don't know if you can see the label from here. See if I put it down here without spilling it. Maybe I can put it down. This might be a little bit darker. Oops, there. I don't know if you can see it down here or not. No, let's try it back up here. It's supposed to be a 2016. That's. Yeah, it says it is. I don't know if it's. Would I call it dry? Yeah, it's fairly dry. Carrie, it's fairly dry. It's not. I mean, I've had a lot drier wines. It's not. It tastes like. It tastes like a mild cab. It doesn't. It's not. I don't really want to. Here's the thing. I got this wine. I don't want to say it's a bad wine. I can't say it's my favorite wine right now. Of course, I'd have to have another glass or two to really determine that. But it's I've had better cabs. Let me just say that I've had better cabs. It's not the worst. It's not the worst, but I've had better cabs.
Now, I've had a lot of cabs in my day, and at the outset, I wasn't sure what to make of this one. I had to give it more time and another glass. I also had a little cheese.
Yeah, I'm going to have a little cheese here too because I don't want to lose it too fast here. This is the first time I've done this, so bear with me. If it seems kind of stiff here, if it seems kind of awkward, it's because I haven't done a live wine tasting before like this. I haven't conducted a live wine tasting before like this. But if this, I could make this a regular thing. Saturday Night Live wine tasting. Weekend wino, that kind of thing. That's right, slipped a little bit. Yeah, this is, I tell you what, it's starting to taste a little better now after a glass or two. I can't say it's great, but it's starting to taste a little bit better. Yeah, that would be fun. Let me, I could do that, Gina. I could do it. I don't have one in my collection right now, but I can get one. Now, here's the thing. I think what we need to do is, rather than just sit here and watch me drink wine, I think everyone should join me and get a bottle of wine, open up a bottle of wine, and let's just sit around and have a weekend wino. A wine tasting. Hey, Charles. Wow, it's good to see you, Charles. Glad to see you in the chat. Welcome. I think everybody just wants to join in and see me get drunk. That's what it is. Yeah. Well, look, I'm gonna have a little more. But, I'm not recording this live stream. I usually do record them, but I was trying to save resources here on this computer, and this is probably the one I should record. There's still one. Yes, there is. I'm going to drink it. I'm going to drink it. I know that everybody over there is just enjoying this, aren't they? You're all enjoying this, aren't you? Big or poor. I don't want to choke on this, but I'll have to say that it's not a bad wine. It's not a bad wine. It's not the best cab I've had, but it's not awful either. It's definitely not $2 Chuck. It's definitely not. I think it's a little better than a Rex Goliath, which is about 2 steps up from a $2 Chuck. I'm not sure what it says about us sitting here and watching you drink on a Saturday night, but it is what it is. Thanks for the entertainment. You're welcome, Kira. You're welcome. Join us. Open a bottle and join us. Let's do this all together. I think that's the way to do it.
As I said in the clip, I didn't record it, but Facebook did save it for me. So here we are. When we come back, this week in Drunk History, a very expensive wine story, and my final review of the collection's Cabernet Sauvignon. There's more to come, so stick around. The very first episode of Drink with Rick started off as an experimental, casual live stream of a wine review. By the middle of the stream, it began to morph into something more. This is where the live chat began to really direct the content of the show.
Now, there is a wine from Trader Joe's that I miss. Yeah, it does. No problem. Penny said something here. I missed up. What was that? It's now time for you to do an impromptu episode of Drunk History, please. Drunk History. Today in Drunk History, Otis Campbell. Otis Campbell could not enter his cell in Mayberry because there was a goat in it. And they locked the goat in there because they thought that he had eaten dynamite, and they were afraid it was going to blow up half the town. So they put him in the cell, and Otis went in there into a cell and didn't really register with him at first until he realized that the goat had taken over his cell and was sleeping in his bed. And he got pretty angry, and he was just about to kick the goat out, and Andy and Barney came in and told him no, because the goat had been eating dynamite, and that sobered Otis up pretty quick. It sobered him up really quick, and that was the fastest I've ever seen Otis Campbell get sober on TV. So that's So that's my today in Drunk History. I don't know if it actually happened today, but in history, but that's the only story I could come up with for the moment. Thanks, Penny. This is the best thing I've seen on social media in a long time. I don't mind making a fool of myself as long as I have this here. I have an excuse. So, where were we? Oh, yeah. Penny brought me a bottle of wine that had my name on it. Wow, that's cool. I like that. Yeah, I like that. Gina is the queen of good wine. Yeah, I would say so. Penny knows her wines too. It's almost time for a second bottle. I got to finish this one first. Anyway, where was I going with any of this? I don't remember now. It's starting to kick in. So what's the verdict? I think I need a little more to really the final verdict, I think I need a little more to determine that. It's going to take just a little more time. But yeah, it's starting to grow on me a little bit. It's starting to grow on me, just a little. I was going to say that there was another wine that at Trader Joe's that I really, really liked, and that was the Alexander Fitch. And the thing is, they had it up until about a year ago, and they had a couple of really good wines. I really liked that wine. It was about $8 or $9 a bottle, but it was I really liked it for the price. The Alexander Fitch. I don't know if you're familiar with that one. I don't know if they carry it in all the Trader Joe's or around. I know that sometimes it kind of depends on the area and what distributor they get in a certain region or area, and the distributor kind of controls some of that. But in the Trader Joe's here in Charlotte, they carried it, and the Alexander Finch was was a really good wine. And then all of a sudden, boom! It was no longer available, just off the shelves, and they couldn't. I asked them about it several times, and they had said, "Well, we don't know when we're going to get back, or if we're ever going to get it back." And so far, I have not seen it reappear at Trader Joe's, and that was. That's been a disappointment for me, because that was one wine that I really enjoyed, and like I said, it was a good price, but it was a decent wine. So, the more I drink, the better it gets. Yeah, it's true. The thing is, I'm doing this up in the studio. I hope I remember to turn everything off before I leave tonight. But yeah, I'll drink to that. So I don't know if you've ever tried the Alexander Fitch, or if it was available at some point in your area. But I would recommend that wine if you ever run across it. A couple other good ones. Let's see, wines that I've had recently. One of my favorite wines was a Caymus, 40th anniversary Caymus. I remember that because we opened it up on Thanksgiving. It was given to me as a gift one year from my boss. And I was saving it for a couple of years, and because it was, I think, what year was it? It was 20... I can't remember what the year was, 2011, 20, it was a 40th anniversary Caymus wine. And I looked it up, and it was about $95 a bottle. And I thought, well, I better save this. And I tried to, but then one Thanksgiving we had friends over, family, and I just got all excited having everybody there. And I said, we have to open up this bottle of wine. So we did, and it was really, really good. It was a great wine, and I would say it was definitely worth $95 a bottle. Unfortunately, I no longer have that wine because we drank it, and all I have left is the bottle. I saved the bottle, and now I'm just kicking myself because that bottle, I believe that wine is worth quite a bit more now. So had I saved it and not opened it, I think I would have, I still have it. I still have that bottle of Caymus, and it's still empty. About this time, it was becoming clear this Saturday Night Winestream had the potential to become a regular thing. And as the bottle began to empty, the ideas began to flow. It's 2/3, not quite 3/4. Now it's Saturday Night Wino. Yes, Saturday Night Wino. There you go. I like that. Carrie, thanks. I'm going to make that a regular thing, and we'll pick another bottle. You know what? As a matter of fact, I think this would be your. At least you don't have to drive home. That's true. Thanks, Benny. Well, I'll tell you what I'll do. I will take suggestions from everyone as to what to try next. Now I'll do this on a regular basis every Saturday night. Now I'll take suggestions. What do you think that I should try? And then I'll purchase a bottle and we'll open it up right here live and we'll do it. And maybe I'll pick a cheese too. If you're having people over and you're going to serve, say, I think this would probably go okay with burgers and hot dogs and things like that. If you're going to serve something light fare like that, I would say that it is probably fine for something like that. I wouldn't serve this with a fine steak. I wouldn't serve it with, well, definitely not fish because it's a red wine. But I wouldn't serve it with something really nice, with a nice dinner. I would say that if you're having burgers and hot dogs or something, you're grilling something, and you would just want something just to serve some people, company coming over, nobody that you want to impress, just to some friends. It's probably okay. It's an okay wine. It's not bad, but I wouldn't. It's not a wine that I would drink if you're really, if you're having the boss over. I wouldn't serve this. Yeah, it's probably an okay burger wine, but it's not. There are better wines out there. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's definitely it's not on the low end. But for a $10 wine, I could think of a couple of better $10 wines. To be honest, it's all right. It's okay. But maybe if it was like, if this was like $7, I would say go for it. $6 or $7, I'd say fine. It's okay. $10, I think, is a little bit much for this wine. There you go. Although I have to say, for Saturday Night Wino thing, it's holding its own. It's okay. By the way, that does empty the bottle. All I have to do now is empty the glass. At this point in time, when you get down to this much, you really won't care. You really won't. It's actually pretty good. It's not, penny's gone, so I can say this right. It's actually pretty good now. It's not once again, it's not a bad wine. Just to sum this up, because we're gonna wrap it up here. I finished it. See? I did finish it, and I finished the bottle. Look at that. It's an empty bottle now. I did say that it's not a bad wine. It's not the best wine, but it is. Thank you. I survived. That's cheese line. That's my wife's line. 25 years we're married. I survived. That's hers. But it's really not a bad wine. Whether it's a $10 bottle of wine, I guess it kind of depends on what you're used to purchasing, what you're used to buying. It's not. It's definitely not a $15 bottle of wine. It's. I'd really say it's more like a $7 bottle of wine, maybe. It's not bad. It's not the worst I've had, but it's not the best cab. It's not the best cab I've had. So anyway, I think that does it for our live stream. But oh wow, it was a great experience. Trying the Target collection wine. And next week, I think next time we do this, it'll be the week after next, because I'll be at Podfest next week. Be Podfest in Orlando. But the next week after that, we'll do this again, and we'll open up another bottle of wine, and we'll have some fun, and open up some wine with me. Don't make me drink alone. Open it up with me, and we'll have some more stories. We'll have some more anecdotes, and we'll have a great time. The Saturday Night Wino. I like that. Thanks for watching. You guys y'all have a great evening, or rest of the evening. I know I will. I'm doing pretty well right now.
And that's how it all began. Of course, I did change the name from Wino to Winestream to give it more legitimacy and class, but the overall concept of a wine stream of consciousness remained. In our next episode, we review a Super Tuscan red wine blend, and the Saturday Night Winestream becomes more than just a show about wine. I'm Rick. Thanks for watching, and remember, don't drink and drive.